Welcome to day 73 of TFIF 365. And today I want to unpack something that I heard yesterday, which triggered some other stuff. And the theme of this is trying to understand poverty is a distraction. And here's what I mean. I speak all the time about systems, institutions, and policies that are designed to privilege the few at the expense of the many, right? I talk about my life is dedicated to creating solutions and businesses and opportunities in an entire ecosystem, particularly an economic ecosystem that is supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free. And I saw a video on TikTok yesterday, which was very interesting. So it was talking about the individual was saying what people don't understand about how rich people use money. And so they were talking about how poor people buy things, right? That's how they show their wealth. Middle class people invest in credit, right? They care about their credit score. They care about, what their credit is, and they use credit cards and whatnot. And they were saying that it was important to understand that the rich use their money to make more money. That's all they use, their money to make more money. And that was a click for me, because I've heard this before. I took a class when I was getting my special needs certification to teach K through 12. We took a class called Understanding Poverty. And now I see the problem in that. Because systems, institutions, and policies designed to privilege the few at the expense of the many keep you focused on the effect and not the cause. Okay, so let me break this down a bit. So I won't even talk about poverty because, again, that's a distraction. So when you talk about middle class people focus on building credit, again, this is why I say there are more than nothing is binary. Things aren't black and white, right or wrong, good or bad. Things are just what they are. If you look below the surface, if you can get beyond the black, white, the binaries and get to the nuance, because the reason the middle class has to rely on credit for wealth is the thing that they're not talking about is how do the wealthy leverage their money to make more money? How do they do that? They do that through relationships. They don't need credit. You don't need credit when your name is when your family name is on a building. You don't need credit when you have a legacy, family legacy in politics. You don't need credit when you're somebody you from generations before created a business that you're still living off of the money of that. You don't need credit for that. And so that is, it's so, again, it's a distraction. So instead of us focusing on teaching people how to build the relationships and create the systems, institutions, and policies that enable the poor and the middle class to develop those relationships so that their money can make money for them, we spend our time trying to understand why the poor spend money on material things and why the middle class has so much credit debt. And it's designed that way. It is designed to keep the poor paying, spending their money on things. And that is what and I'll say this, let me do this caveat, because then you demonize them. You talk about the poor spending their money on things when everything in our society is about things, right? So when you get a little something, you want to participate in having those things. So you bastardize. I mean, you make it seem like they have no right to participate in this capitalist system that you've designed for them. And then you go to the middle class, right? And then they don't spend all their money on things because they're at a different level. They're trying to, again, everybody's trying to get to where the rich are, but they don't understand the game. And so what they're doing is, because they don't have the relationships, the only way they can get to the place where they can make money for them, and that's me in my situation, is I have to leverage credit. That's the only way I can do this, right? No one is stepping up and giving me money to build my businesses. I have to build my businesses with the money I have. I can't tap into somebody else. I don't have friends and family who have money. So this is why it's bullshit, and why we need to stop focusing on the effect and start dealing with the cause. And this is why I say I'm no longer putting new wine in old wineskins, because it is designed to keep us from focusing on the cause of things, expending resources, focusing on and demonizing the people who have nothing to do with any of this, who are victims, who are marginalized, who are the most vulnerable. We are focused on they should be doing better. Something's wrong with them, instead of questioning the people who get to benefit from systems, institutions, and policies designed to privilege them and harm us. So think about that. Think about that. Because when we talk about, this is why I focus on what's possible. Because what's possible is, I don't need to focus on the poor or the middle class. I need to figure out how to build systems, institutions, and policies that are rooted in supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free, so that we don't replicate this into the future. All right? Have a wonderful day. Until tomorrow. Peace.